All right, well, welcome everyone to this new day, to this new fun drawing activity of fun ways to draw. Today's a special, unique drawing because, Jonah, we're not going to be drawing an animal. We're not going to be drawing a dinosaur. We're not going to be drawing something related to that, okay? Or nothing related with Fortnite, nothing related with sports, nothing related to any of that, okay? But you are going to be learning something interesting today. Jonah, can you show our audience what you have? He's got his paper. He's got his brand new sketchbook. All right, and we have our pencil.
Yeah.
Yes.
But you're not using a pencil because you're gonna show us. You're gonna use a marker because if you use a pencil, I'm gonna know where the shapes are, but they're not gonna know. They're not gonna. They can't look good at the shape. So
exactly.
You're gonna use a purple marker.
How about our black marker? Do you have your black marker?
Yeah.
This is my black marker right here. Very good. And we have our eraser. Jonah, you have your eraser?
Yeah, this is my black.
At the other side of the pencil. Very good. And we have our coloring mediums or coloring materials. In other words, okay. So, what are you going to be using?
Colored pencils.
Okay. Jonah's going to be using colored pencils.
You're going to use crayons.
I'm going to be using crayons. Okay. All right. So we have our paper. Check. We have our pencil. Check. Marker.
Check.
We have our black marker.
Check.
We have our colored pencils, markers, and crayons. Check. Perfect. All right. So anything we have to do?
Stretch.
All right. We have to stretch. It's very, very important. Not just if you play sports. Okay. So let's stretch. What do we start off with? Let's start off like this. Oh, our shoulders. Right.
Now our arms and our hands. Now the other way.
All right, guys. Thank you for that fun, engaging stretch exercise. All right. So, like I said, today it is a very special drawing. Okay, and before we start drawing, let me just share a little bit about what we're doing, and I'll give you a little bit of a history. Okay, Jonah and everybody else, you understand that we are living in a time where we can't go outside, right?
Yeah. We
can't go outside, and it stinks, especially on a day like today where it's nice here in the city that we live in, where it's getting warmer. It's already spring, and you want to go outside to play soccer. I'm sure you want to go ride your bike. If you like to play baseball, I'm sure you want to go out there and play baseball, maybe toss a football.
Or play in the park with your friends.
Play in the park with your friends. Maybe you want to take a walk to the ice cream store, and we can't.
And take a trip.
And we can't go outside, right?
Yeah, because of the virus.
Because of the virus. Have you noticed, Jonah, and you guys have noticed, right, that everybody's walking around, not everybody, but a lot of people are walking around with a mask over their face?
Yeah, and gloves.
Why do you think they do that?
Because so they won't have it. Like if someone coughs, they won't get on it because they're wearing those masks.
Right.
And you're not able to touch anyone. Only the people that you know that don't have it.
Right. And if you sneeze or cough on somebody, it won't go on them, right? Or somebody sneezes and coughs on you, it won't go on you because you have a mask, right?
Yeah, but if you don't have it, it'll get on you.
If you don't have it, it'll get on you, right? So, do you know who are a big group of people that are wearing them right now? Like people that work somewhere?
Yeah.
Who?
Like what?
Okay, so there's a group of people that are working in a place. It's like a big building, and everybody there has a mask and gloves. I mean, they need some more, but a lot of them have them, right? And they work in a place where they help other people. Okay, you want to take a guess who they are? You guys want to take a guess who they are?
Yeah.
Who?
Doctor.
doctors and nurses and other staff that help sick people feel better. They don't want to get sick, and so therefore they have this over their faces and their gloves. And it's really nuts out there. I mean, there's so many people being sick, getting sick right now, and there's so much of a demand or a need for their help. And they are doctors, especially nurses, because they are the ones that are right in front of the patient, grabbing their arms, helping them get comfortable in the bed, taking their temperature, making sure they're feeling better, etc. Well, today, Jonah, sharing this story and recognizing the situation that's in the hospitals nowadays, and all the people that are working really hard for a very, very long time, many hours. They don't really get enough sleep, Jonah. They don't get enough food. They don't drink enough, and I hope they do, but it's really hard. You know why? Because they're running back and forth, helping this person and then that person, that person, that person, and they're getting very, very tired.
Yeah.
And we need a lot more of the help. But sometimes we feel like, even though we want to help them, we may feel like we can help them, but we can't. Today, Jonah, we're going to be drawing a picture of a historic person who was a girl and who started something very special for the nurses, not just in London and in Germany, but all around the world. This famous person's name was Florence Nightingale. All right, so today we're not drawing an animal, we're drawing a dinosaur, nothing related with sports, nothing related to anything like that. We're going to draw a person holding something that I'm going to tell you what it is, and then we're going to color. All right, everyone, so we're going to start off drawing the person, okay? Drawing a figure. It's not going to be too hard. It's going to be fairly easy. And again, by using shapes, we are going to learn how to draw this person holding a special object. Jonah and everyone else, we are going to start with drawing the head, okay? And the head is not going to be a square like a previous drawing that we did. It's going to be an oval, okay? Like an egg. All right, so I'm gonna place my head about right here because her arm's gonna be extended and holding something, okay? So the head's gonna be about right here. And again, it's like an oval shape. You're using pencil, I'm using a marker so you can see it. It's like an oval, it's like a potato, etc. Okay? Now, we have the head of this person. Her name was Florence Nightingale. She was born in Florence, Italy in 1820, a very, very, very long time ago. Some of your grandparents weren't even born then. All right, so now we're going to put the neck, and the neck is going to be a rectangle, or a square, excuse me, right there. Oh, it's a little crooked.
Mine is gonna have a lot of detail.
All right.
My body.
Okay, so that's the neck.
First, I'm gonna do animal version, then real life person version, and then dinosaur version, and.
All right, muy bien. Okay, let's move forward, Jonah. All right, so now we're gonna do her dress. Okay, and her dress is gonna be kind of fun. Look at this. So I'm gonna stand in front of it, and then I'm gonna move so you guys can see it. Do that and that. You see that? It's like a open book. Line there. And so.
It's a little bit too much. I'm gonna close it.
Okay. And then we're gonna do a little loop here.
Mine's gonna be different.
Just like that. And now we're gonna move down with the rest of her dress. And we're gonna bring it inward just a little bit from the corner of these two, let's call them wings, which represent her shoulders. And we're gonna do that.
Wait, I
Now this is her torso, which is her chest area, including her shoulders. Okay? Now we're going to do the bottom part of her dress. We're going to open it up just like that. And now you want to go, if this is her head, notice this is the size of her head. And from this line, I'm going to go 1.5 down. So imagine this size of her head, and it's the size of her head plus half of her head down. Okay?
Can I move on?
Sure, you can move forward and move on with the drawing. All right. So Florence Nightingale, when she was 16 years old, she decided to become a nurse. Okay, she was living in London at the time, and her parents were rich. I mean, they had money. And she said, I want to become a nurse, Dad. I want to become a nurse, Mom. And her mom and her dad said, no, are you kidding me? You cannot become a nurse. That's really bad. That's horrific. Nobody wants that. We don't want that for you, young Florence. And the reason for that was because in those days, nurses were looked upon as they were lower. It was a lower class job. Nobody wanted to be a nurse because the hospitals, they smelled really bad, and they were filled with blood and sick people and diseases. And they were not as nice and clean as they are today, because now we have medicine, we have all these professionals and scientists that make the building really nice, and we have medicine that help people get really sick. But in those days, Jonah, they didn't have enough medicine. So a lot of people would always be getting sick really bad, or they would die. But because they were like that, nobody wanted to help them. But Florence, because she had a wonderful heart and she loved people and she wanted to serve them and help them, she said, but Dad and Mom, I want to become a nurse. I don't care what you say, I want to become a nurse. Years went by, and by the time she was 30 years old, she was able to become a nurse. And now she's 35 years old, and she becomes the leader of nurses at a particular hospital in Europe. And her goal, let's make this even, her goal as a nurse leader and in charge of many other nurses was to make the hospitals clean. One of the biggest reasons why a lot of people were dying in the hospital, it wasn't because the doctors were not smart. It wasn't because they weren't helping them. It was because they were not washing their hands properly. So today, it's really important for us to wash our hands properly so that we don't get sick. In those days, people were dying because doctors primarily, and other people that worked with the sick were not washing their hands properly. So Florence, as a nurse leader, said, one of the first things we have to do as nurses, we need to wash our hands the correct way, which is 20 to 30 seconds. Everything from the palm to the back to the nails to your wrist, everything. That's the first thing she started to do. And after that, they noticed all across other hospitals in Europe that it was working. And they're like, wow, Florence is right. We should wash our hands the way she's teaching us to wash it. All right, coming back to the drawing. This is her dress. We are going to put a foot like that.
I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Already? All right. So now we're gonna put like an apron on her dress. We're gonna come here to her waist. We're gonna drop this down to here. Make a straight line. Come to this corner on her waist. And bring it. And there we have it. The bottom portion of the dress, her torso or her chest, her neck, and her head.
I got a little bit of my phone.
All right.
At least it will wash off.
Seems like somebody's writing over there. It's pretty loud. All right. How's you, Jonah, right?
Huh?
Let's move forward. All right. Now, we're going to come and do this arm. And it's just going to be down. She's not going to be holding nothing on her left arm.
It's gonna be fine. There's gonna be nothing.
There.
It's gonna be nothing great.
Right.
But But did you say right?
Right.
Oh.
Nothing. She's not going to be holding nothing on her left arm. Okay? And just for here, we're just going to do something simple. We're not going to add fingers. We're not going to knock our heads and get a headache from figuring out how to draw a hand, okay? We're just going to do something simple. We're just going to put like a little loop.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Like, that's what I do when I actually draw.
Right.
Sometimes I do that. But I
Now-
only do that with people.
Oh, and now, Jonah, look, we're going to come to this corner right here. And we are going to bring an arm up, like so. And the other one over here as well, right next to it. And as we come down here, it's going to open up just a little bit more because it's wider at the shoulder area and a little bit smaller at the wrist. And we're going to do the same type of hand, a circle.
I'm not gonna
Like that.
trace this. I'm not gonna trace this with black. I'm only with color pencil because if I do it like this, it's just gonna show like this, and I would have to. And the other side, it's gonna be too big, and this is gonna be too big.
Gotcha.
So I'm just gonna be.
Okay.
That's why I'm gonna do it.
Very
with,
well.
Like,
All right.
pencil.
So, like I said, Jonah, and everybody else, Florence Nightingale, who was a nurse, who recognized that people were dying because they were not washing their hands properly before seeing the sick patients, recognized the need, started changing things in the hospital, started training other nurses to become
A nurse.
better nurses, okay? And she decided that, you know what, I want to create a school to train even more nurses. I want to build a school to help more nurses, and the ones that are nurses be better nurses and better and better and better, and they can train others, etc., etc.
Wait.
But then there was a war.
Yeah.
So her plans to help nurses become better nurses stopped because of a war in Europe between Russia and the Middle East and Europeans, and it was just bad. And so because there was a war, guess what happens when there's a war? When there's people fighting with guns and knives, you think there's gonna be a lot of sick people, a lot of people dying?
Yeah.
They called Florence and they said, Florence, we need you and a team of nurses to come and help the sick, just like it's happening now. We need more nurses to help the sick. So Florence said, okay, I'm gonna put a team together. So Florence and 38 nurses went to a place called Crimea, okay, that's in the Ukraine, below Russia, or next to Russia, over there, okay, and they saw, oh my goodness, they said, there's so many sick people. They're dying. We need to do something. So when the soldiers, when they saw Florence and the other nurses come and help them, they were so happy. They were so happy. Because it was a war, a lot of electricity was going out, and it was night, so then it was really, really, really dark. And guess what she had to do so that people can see her coming at night? What would you do if you were outside in the dark? What would you carry? What would you hold in your hand so that people can see you coming?
Oh, a lamp!
A lamp. That's right.
But what happens if it's raining?
If it's raining, well, there's like a little cover over the little flame to help, so that people can see her.
Oh yeah.
So she walked around with a lamp, and what is beautiful about Florence Nightingale and this lamp is that everybody was so scared. All the soldiers were scared because of the war. They didn't know who was coming. They heard noise and they would tremble, they would shake, and they were like, oh my goodness, what was that? So Florence, she grabbed a lamp, and she would walk around with that lamp and visit every patient, every soldier who was sick, so that she can help them get better. And the soldiers, they recognized that lamp. So every time a lamp was coming, they got so happy, and it was their hope for a better life, for healing, for feeling better, for getting attended to, for getting the help from a nurse. It was so dark, then they would see a lamp coming, and they said, wow, there's the lady with the lamp. And they got so happy because they knew that she was coming to help them. So now we're gonna draw Florence holding a lamp, okay? We're gonna do like a circle right here. Jonah?
Oops. Oopsies.
All right.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I didn't do it.
And then we're going to do a rectangle right underneath it, just like that. Okay. Oh.
But I'm gonna do something different. Everybody's gonna be inside because it's raining outside.
Gotcha. Then we're gonna do these two lines and another rectangle at the bottom, the same as the one on top.
So he's gonna hold nothing, he's gonna follow all the nurses.
Okay.
Some of the nurses are gonna be crocodiles.
Oh, some of the nurses are gonna be crocodiles. Yes. The mind of an artist. Very creative. All right. So now let's come to the head. We're gonna do the face and the hair. Okay. And what she wore around her hair. Okay. So first we're gonna make two semicircles on the side, right here, and right here. They're not earrings and they're not ears.
Yeah,
They're part of her hair.
Yeah.
Okay. And from this point, we're going to do waves all around her head, okay? And this was part of her hair. Then we're gonna come here, we're gonna bring it up, and cross over.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
we can connect the hair. So all this, now this, and this, and this is her hair. We're just gonna add like a little rainbow thing on top, so we can separate this part from her hair, almost like a wrap, if you will, around her head.
Yeah.
Now let's do the eyes, nose, and mouth. I'm just gonna do dots.
No, you should do
Okay, for the eyes.
I
And then the nose, I'm gonna do a little tiny little smile almost. And the smile, she's gonna be showing some teeth, like big. She's gonna have her mouth open. Okay, so I'm gonna put the regular line that represents a smile that we all know, but then I'm gonna bring it down like that, like that.
That's what.
And this line on the bottom is this lip, Jonah, right here. Okay.
And Papi.
Don't forget the eyebrows and some eyelashes. 3 lines that represent the eyelashes because she's a girl.
If you take this off, then it's gonna look a smiley face with no nose.
Right. Okay. Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is our initial drawing of our nurse, Florence Nightingale. Okay. And notice I left some space over here because maybe later I will add something else after this video. But for now, yours is like this, mine is like this. You can add some more things if you like during the next 3 minutes that I'm going to give you guys a breakup from. Okay? So here's our drawing. All right? We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then I'm going to come back and we're going to do the outline in black. All right, everyone.
Hello.
Look what I have here.
A lamp.
This is a lamp.
It's actually a real one.
It's a real one with a real candle in it, with a real fire. And I could just imagine Florence Nightingale walking around in the dark, outside, maybe inside as well.
And it's all dark. She's like carrying it like you.
Right. And then the soldiers who were sick in the hospital or in the field, injured, they will see this lamp or this light coming towards them, and they will just get filled with hope. Hope of a new beginning, hope of healing, hope of receiving help. And that's why they called her the Lady with the Lamp. All right. So now we're going to get our black marker and we're going to trace over certain lines to make her pop out a lot more. Okay? I'm going to start off with the head and I'm going to work myself downward. So here's the hair. There we go. Here, the waves that represent her hair. And this part, which is her hair, because they would like tie it right over here. Okay. I'm not gonna do the face yet. I'm gonna wait for that till the end. I'm gonna do these lines here.
I already did everything.
Okay. If you did everything great, I'll just catch up to you.
Okay.
Alright. Now what I'm doing here, Jonah, with the dress, I'm just tracing over it. You like that noise? Of the marker?
Sort of.
I kind of like it. Right there. This loop, can't forget that one. And the arms.
Next time I want to make a castle.
A castle. That's a good one. Now the arms over here. The handle. The rectangle of the lamp. Now we come to the face. The eyelashes, the nose, the smile. Hello, Florence.
Can I see?
Of course. There we are. Now, we're missing one important key thing that's part of who she is, and I haven't done it yet. And I showed it to you when I first came back into the video. What are we missing?
The fire!
The fire, exactly.
Because
The fire that represents that hope that the soldiers and the injured individuals needed to see.
yeah, because
And the fire is basically like this,
because
like a teardrop.
Yeah, like if that wasn't there, how would they see her?
Exactly. If it went out, how would they see her, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now, everyone, it's time to color.
Wait, is this the same color?
I am going to color her dress like a purple or a lilac. Okay, now this is gonna be white. Okay, and this is gonna be white, but this part is gonna be a purple. Okay. Don't forget, before you start coloring, don't forget to erase your pencil lines. Okay.
I already did that.
All right. Jonah already did that, and I'm sure you guys who are advanced and didn't forget like I did that as well. I would erase, in this case, I would erase the purple, and then I would come in with the colors. But I can't erase my purple because this marker, but you could erase your pencil. And then you color.
Wait, I forgot to do that.
So yeah, there's a purple
Well, I'm
there.
gonna borrow your black marker.
Okay. Jonah, do you know any nurses?
Yeah.
Who do you know that's a nurse?
One in my family is my mom.
One of your family is your mom. That's right. Mommy is a nurse.
And Titi.
And Titi, your
Which
tia,
is my
your aunt.
yeah, which is my aunt, which is my cousin's mom.
Correct. That is true. That is aunt. Very good. Oh. Very good. What color should I do her hair? Maybe
What?
a brown? Brown?
Yeah,
let's do
because
brown.
because in the channel and the movie it's brown. Now it's time to color.
Do her hair brown.
Wait, this is actually the same color as nurse's shirt, right?
What color is that?
This color.
Very good. There we go. Her shoes are going to be.
I
I'm gonna do
forgot.
her shoes black.
I forgot about that.
Oh, this is blue.
I
Where's
need
my
a-
black?
This is.
Oh, black. I got black for the shoes.
Wait, is this black? Let me see. No.
Negro. Black. All right.
Is this black?
Now I'm gonna color her skin. Voy a colorear su piel. I'm speaking Spanish. Y that you can't really tell, but this is like a peach for her skin. Her hand over here as well.
Where's my
Okay.
black?
Muy bien. All right, everyone. So now I am going to color the flame, which is orange and yellow and red. But I'm not going to use all three colors because I could just use 2 out of these 3 to create the third color. And what color is that? How do you make orange, Jonah?
Huh?
How do you make orange? What colors do we use to make orange?
Mm.
Which 2 colors do we use to make orange? Do you guys know?
Oh, yeah,
Yellow?
yellow and red.
All right. So I'm gonna color the flame yellow here, and then a little, not all of it, or excuse me, not all of it red, but just a little bit to create the fiery look.
Okay, I should have done that.
There we go.
I should not
Now
have done
this circle, Jonah, we're not gonna color it inside because it's the handle, which is like this.
And I'm gonna make this the same behind this.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna do it again then. It's gonna be the same.
Gotcha. But we are gonna color these 2 rectangular pieces of the land, and it's gonna be brown. There we go.
Then did you know something?
What's that?
If you make mistakes, you learn, because if you make the mistake, then you won't do it again.
Correct. See it? Did you guys hear that? Jonah just taught us a lesson. All right, that it is okay to make mistakes because mistakes lead us to learning something, and it helps us understand to not create that mistake again in the future. Very good, Jonah. Thank you for teaching us that today. Okay, boys and girls, here is my Florence Nightingale drawing, which was a historic, famous nurse who created wonderful things for future nurses, including nurses that work not just in hospitals, but in homes and in clinics and in schools and so many other places around the world. She had a lamp in her hand that she used to provide hope and assurance to all these sick soldiers and all these other sick people. She worked hard and diligently to create a better atmosphere and a better environment in hospitals so that the people who are sick can heal sooner and better. She taught us how to wash our hands the correct way before working with patients so that they don't have to die because of the germs and dirty hands. She made nursing a great name because back then nursing was like a bad thing. It was like, I don't want to be a nurse, you shouldn't be a nurse, But she made nursing a great profession, okay? And I know there's a lot more women and girls that are nurses, and back in those days, the reason for that was because a lot of people worked in the fields and people had farms, and the men attended that, so they didn't work in the nursing. And also, again, like I've been saying, nursing was like a bad thing, and guys didn't want to do that, right? So nurses, or women, excuse me, they were like, I want to serve, I want to help. So it called for a lot more nurses. And then when war broke out and countries were fighting against other countries, it was men at war leaving the field of nursing open for the women that were not the majority of soldiers at the time. But we do need more male nurses. So boys and girls, if you like to help people, if you like to serve people who are sick, you like to help them feel better, okay, then I invite you to consider nursing and look into it, okay? Ask your parents about it, Google about it, ask your teachers about it, okay, through an app or online or eventually in person when you see them again one day, okay? But think about it, okay? Nursing is not just for girls, it's also for boys, all right? Here is Florence Nightingale, who we thank for all of her efforts for nursing and for the field of healing others. I can't wait to see what you guys produce. And again, remember to take a picture of it and post it in the comment section. I really enjoy looking at them and commenting back and sharing. If you guys have any questions, please share them, post them on the comment section as well. As far as for me and for Jonah here, we will see you again next time. Thank you guys for joining us in Fun Ways to Learn How to Draw. Bye now.
Bye-bye.